Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to get a ham radio license, so stick around.
CQ, CQ, CQ. This is KJ7IAZ.
Well, thanks for being here, guys. My name is Jeremy, KJ7IAZ. That's Kilo Juliet 7 India Alpha Zulu. It's actually right up there too. But in this video, I want to show you how you can get your ham radio license and kind of what the steps and what that's going to look like for you, so you can be prepared and confident to go get it, so you can start enjoying this hobby with us. So why don't you follow me over to the computer and I'll get started. Alright guys, so the very first thing you guys are going to do is you need to go over to www.arrl.org, and I'll put a link in the description of this video for you. The ARRL is the National Association for Amateur Radio. It's Amateur Radio Relay League. This is the place to be for everything ham radio, as you will. So this site is chock full of information, and pretty much everything I'm going to go over in this video is on here except for my opinions about things. So I will show you kind of how to navigate this, what things you're looking for, because there is a lot of stuff on here, and kind of go from there. So one of the cool things is if you come up over here, they got it set up all along here, licensing education. We'll come back into this. I'm going to go over here to get involved. What you can do in ham radio, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. Go through here, look at this, start clicking around on this website. You're sure to find something that's going to interest you and how you want to use ham radio. If you're trying to get into what they call radio sport, which is kind of the hobby or the contesting and that kind of stuff. If you want to get into public service, there's ways to volunteer. There's all kinds of stuff. There's ham events and conventions. There's all kinds of stuff. But what I want to show you guys is the very first, well, I should say second step of getting into this is this area right over here where it says clubs. So what you want to do, you want to click on that. You're going to come down here and you're going to hit find a club right here. I guess it's right towards the top. And you're going to put your information in on this side over here. I'm just going to plug in Montana because that's where I'm from. And I'm going to hit search. You're going to put in your local area here. Maybe if you live in more than one place, or just moved to an area, or planning on moving to some place, you can go in here and look at your clubs too. So clubs are important because they're plumb full of people in your community that are into ham radio and all the different aspects of ham radio. So if you have questions, or just want to explore, or maybe try some stuff out, or maybe meet up for what they call field day, which is where they it's an annual event where they showcase ham radio. So the clubs will put those events on, and you can get kind of a taste of what ham radio is all about. So I searched for Montana here, and there's actually a club I'm involved with, is Yellowstone Radio Club. You can go in and click in here and stuff too, but this is going to give you the information for the club that's around you. So depending on where you're at in the population density, there may be lots of clubs or maybe very little. So that's a good place to start meeting some people that are already ham radio operators. So keep that in mind. Once you make some friends and you get going in there, you're going to want to get a license, so you're going to need to go study. There's different license manuals and stuff over here in this licensing links area. There's classes. The clubs will put classes on, and just kind of help you get your license. So all you got to do is show up to a meeting, or get on Facebook or social media and reach out to that club and say, hey, I want to get my license, and there's going to be all kinds of people come out of the woodworks to help you do that. There's practice exams and stuff on here too, but I'm going to show you another website that I really liked and enjoyed when I was getting my license, and it should help you get that too. So keep in mind, all of the test questions are public knowledge. They broadcast those, or they publish them so that you can get on there and study. So what we'll do is we'll kick over to hamstudy.org. Okay, so that's up here. Again, I'll put the link to this into the description so you can get right over there. Again, this website's also very fantastic for new hams, because there is, what is ham radio, why use ham radio, frequently asked questions, other links, study tips, and how do you get licensed. There's just a whole bunch of information here. I mean, the ham radio community is really good about putting stuff together so that you can get your license and get on the air. The more hams, the more fun, right? So there's different stuff in here. So your different levels of license are technician, general, and amateur extra. You're going to want to start with the technician. That's the first level. Now when you go in and you take a test, you're going to have the opportunity to test for the next one up also. And so if you get good at your technician, you can start to study a little bit for the general, but I don't think that it's worth stressing out over trying to get all the stuff learned. Just learn your technician, get your license. You can start enjoying it. You can start working on your next ones if you can, if you care to. One of the things that kind of makes a difference is, I guess I'll kind of go back here a little bit, but up here is this is the frequency allocations for the entire spectrum, right? This isn't just amateur radio. Amateur radio is just kind of this green color. You'll see some blocks. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it kind of shows you where ham radio fits into the entire spectrum. Is all these just little blocks here, here, and here. They're kind of all over in here, but that's kind of an interesting chart there. But once you get in here, show you how this site kind of works and how easy it is. I'm signed in as just a guest user, so you can log in and it'll keep your test scores and stuff for you. So you can go into study mode, read questions, or a practice test. This is good once you kind of get a good feel for what it all the material. You can start practice test, and once you get 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, where you're good, you're ready to go in and take the test. So you go into study mode here, and it literally just puts up kind of a flashcard, and we'll ask you a question like this one here. A relay is an electrically controlled switch, right? So I know that, but if I didn't, I could click I don't know. It'll give me a little corner up here. I can click in, and it gives me all kinds of information. Kind of gives me a little bit of information, study material for that question. You can go through here. Again, if you don't know something, you can do that. It gives you the answer, and then it gives you some stuff too. So, gateway will connect you to the internet, so that's kind of neat. And as you start to get some of these tests down, when you start seeing them, getting them right, you'll start seeing this bar graph over here on all the different test question pools and stuff. So you can kind of start to see how, what your overall aptitude is and stuff too. So you can start studying and going that way. You can just simply go in here, if you study better this way, go in and read the questions, right? So you got all these different elements in here. Go through and just read the questions. They're all public knowledge. They're all published. You can go in here and you'll see exactly what it is. And there's this cool little trick up here. It says hide distractors. So when you click this, all the wrong answers go away. So you can actually just go through here and read the questions, read the answers, and just pretty much just flat memorize the correct answers. And as you take the test, you will only see that. It's not a real great way to learn, but you can kind of learn later once you get your test too. You're going to learn so much more that you can't even get on the test once you get your license. But this is a really good way to study, and I wanted to make sure to show everybody that. All right, so we'll come back over to this website, and we're going to click on this, find an exam site, because now we're all studied up, we're ready to take our test. Okay, so every area is going to be a little bit different. I can't tell you exactly how your club's going to do it, or the volunteer examiners in your area, how they're going to do this, but I can give you a general idea. So first thing you need to do, and this is why I'm basically sharing this website, is because you can come in here and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Okay, you can search for exam sessions, but before you do any of that, you need to get registered with the FCC, and that's through their CORS system. You are required to register in CORS and receive a FCC registration number. It's an FRN before exam day. So you can come over here to the FCC's website, and again I'll put this in the description so you can get right there. So this is where you're going to go to register for CORS and get your FRN. So you'll come up here in registration system, come over here, and it's going to give you all the directions and stuff, but you're going to register an account. It's going to give you everything just like registering any other account. You'll create an account, get your username, password, and all this stuff in here, and you can go through that. It walks you through it pretty easily, so don't stress out about that. You're going to get an FRN number. You're going to need that before you can take your test. They're going to want that when you go in and take your test, so do not forget about that. Back when I took a test, they used your social security number, so it wasn't a big deal. They have since then changed that, and go over here and you can register in here. So got to get that done before you go take your test, but that's pretty much the only thing you're going to need to do in here until you got your test done, and then you can go into their checking application status, ULS. You'll be able to go this and check for your license. So when your license shows up in the universal licensing system under the amateur radio section, you will be able to get on the air. So that's what you'll do once you're done testing and you pass it. You'll probably open this up 100 times waiting for your license to come through because you'll be so excited. So that's pretty much that end of it. So if we come back over here, there's this cool section called On the Air. So now that you have a license, or you're waiting for your license, because you'll wait very impatiently because you'll be so excited, you can start running through all this stuff. And there's different magazines and stuff through the ARRL, but specifically for new hams and stuff. But you can get through here and start reading through it. There's all kinds of different stuff like operating resources, right? You can get in here and you can go look at a band plan. So if I go into the band plan, I can get it shows you which frequencies are kind of just what kind of reserved for different things around here. You can start to learn how to actually use ham radio. This is where people, from the club and all your new ham radio friends will be able to share with you different things that you can do. Here's a cool thing. I got to show you this. This is a band chart. I can show you the. Let's get the colored one here, the big colored one. It'll pull up a PDF. This will show you which your technician, general, and extra classes and where their privileges are. Okay, you can go into this and you'll see which part of the band and the frequencies are designated for, if it's through phone or data, CW, which is Morse code, and whatnot there. So kind of a cool thing. But once you get into this website, you'll be able to find all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, hopefully this gets you going, gets that first step, and you can start to meet some hams in your area and start working on getting your test and studying. Please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up and maybe put a comment in there. I do plan on doing some videos in the near future with kind of going through the technician and going through the general and going through the extra and grabbing some of those test questions and stuff and kind of explaining them and helping you study and kind of starting a little bit of a community around getting your license and stuff too. So hopefully you guys can get your license and get on the air and we can meet there. So thanks for watching this video, and 73.